So, we're back again with another defeat for the Scottish national team. This time we have lost 2-1 to Croatia, and it's actually only, apparently, the second time ever we've lost to Croatia, the other one obviously being in Euro 2020. No disrespect at all to the Croatian national team. Of course, they've World Cup semi-finalists, World Cup finalists, Euros, doing well there, Nations League finalists last time around. They've obviously a good team, but with the chances that we created tonight, I mean, if we've got better quality up front in the final third, we probably win that game. We created more chances than Croatia tonight, I would say. Although they've put them in the back of the net, and we find ourselves winless, not just in the group, but winless in 15 matches. That's just horrific. As much as I don't think it was too bad tonight in terms of the performance, especially with the players who were available. With injuries, I think, surely no manager can survive that record. And as much as, he was left short-handed by the injuries and stuff tonight, two substitutions, both coming late on in the game as well. I mean, how are you supposed to get the inexperienced players experienced if you're not going to play them? And you're getting beat 2-1. You've got nothing to lose by throwing these guys on. Maybe they'll make an impact. And to be fair, I think Ryan Gauld in particular did make an impact when he came on. He probably should have started the game, in my opinion, but we'll get to that in a little minute. So I also wanted to go over some player ratings in the video as well. Starting off with the goalkeeper, Craig Gordon. I think overall, I don't think there was much he could do about either of the goals. I think he was a wee bit sketchy at times. Couple of ones he could have caught. Obviously, he's never been the greatest with the ball at his feet, but I don't think there's much he can do about either of the two goals. So, on that basis, probably go for a wee 6 out of 10 for Craig Gordon. Maybe that's being generous, I don't know. 5.5, 6 out of 10, something like that for the 41-year-old who probably wouldn't be playing if Angus Gunn was fit, but even then, Angus Gunn hasn't had the best time of it as of late. Next, we go to Anthony Ralston, who I don't think it was his worst game in a Scotland shirt. However, I think he's probably not great for the first goal, but he's definitely culpable for the second goal. He's posted missing at the back post. You could argue that maybe Ben Doak can get in there and help him out for the goal, but he's just nowhere to be seen for the ball to the back post, which leads to the goal. So I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10 for tonight on that performance. Next up, John Souttar. In terms of defensively, it's a tough one because he was all right in the tackles and stuff like that. I think he arguably maybe could have got a block in for the first Croatia goal, but it is a good strike. It's a tough one. I don't think he was amazing. I don't think he certainly wasn't the worst of the back four tonight. I'll probably go for a 5 out of 10 for John Souttar for his performance tonight, which, given how badly he was against the Netherlands when he played that game, I was a wee bit worried when he was selected in the back line. However, obviously the options we've got there are quite limited at the moment. Grant Hanley, though, definitely the worst of the back four, even though Tony Ralston was culpable for the second goal. Sorry, Hanley was just all over the place from minute one. Gave away a stupid free kick after a really weird header. He shouldn't be anywhere near the Scotland setup at this point. I know we're short at the back, but made a whole song and dance about calling up Liam Lindsay. Ryan Porteous has still been punished for that red card in Germany. Surely Porteous would have been a better option than Hanley tonight. He just shouldn't be anywhere near the Scotland squad at this point. I'm going for a 3 out of 10 for Grant Hanley. Andy Robertson, I thought had his best game for Scotland in a while tonight. Not too potent defensively, but going forward, he was certainly a driving force for that. A couple of decent balls into the box that we didn't really do anything with as well, which is a rarity for him, putting decent balls into the box for Scotland. But I definitely thought it was his best game for Scotland for a while tonight. I'm going to go for a nice wee 6.5 for Mr. Andy Robertson, but should go higher, but defence conceded a couple of goals and he's part of that back line. So I think a 6.5 is a fair rating for Andy Robertson tonight. Billy Gilmore, he doesn't really get involved in goals and assists and stuff like that, but I thought he played well tonight again. I think even though we've lost since Callum McGregor retired, and we're losing before that as well, I think Billy Gilmore has stepped into that role quite well. His range of passing is really good. He's carrying the ball forward as well, and I think he's been one of the consistent performers, even though the results haven't been there. So again, I'll go for a 6.5 out for Billy Gilmore as well. McLean, as much as I don't think he should have started, I do think he didn't really do much too wrong. I do think that Ryan Christie should have started in that position, and Ryan Gauld should have started where Ryan Christie was. But as much as I don't think McLean should have started, I don't think he was awful. I don't think he did anything spectacular either. But I'll go for a 5 for Kenny McLean. Ben Doak, if his end product was there, he'd probably have gotten a couple of assists tonight at the very least. One of the standout players on the pitch for us, if not the standout player on the pitch. I think he definitely needs a run out against Portugal as well, and probably should be staying in the team for the foreseeable. Let's hope he doesn't get injured. I'd like us to play with wingers, to be honest, because you've seen the difference it made tonight with carrying the ball forward. At times, it's just his end product wasn't there at any point. Not just him, a lot of people's end product was off, but I think I'm going to give Ben Doak a 7.5. If his end product was there, it would have been higher. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to change it to an 8. I'm going to change it to an 8. I think in terms of taking his men on, he was quite good with that, and driving the ball up the park. It's just he couldn't find the final ball, unfortunately. Scott McTominay, obviously the standout performer for Scotland over the last year and a half, basically. Again, did well carrying the ball forward tonight. Just the final ball and end product wasn't there. Although I don't think it was his best game, but he set himself high standards at this point. So I'm going to give Scott McTominay a 6.5 for tonight as well. Ryan Christie obviously got the goal, although some people are saying it was an own goal. I don't see how that's the case. I think he did well to react to it, and I thought he linked up well with Andy Robertson tonight, actually. Even though I was more impressed with Ben Doak in terms of the performance, maybe it's because I've not really seen too much of him, but I am going to give Ryan Christie an 8 on top of Ben Doak, because he did end up getting the goal, and he did really well to react to it. He probably should have scored another, or at least squared it when he had that chance in the second half, although it may have been offside. We were caught offside a few times in the second half, but Ryan Christie, I'm going to go for an 8 for him. Lyndon Dykes, not his best game for Scotland. I know he's not there to score the goals, but it just wasn't clicking for him tonight. All the flick-ons he was getting were going to nobody. Wasn't holding the ball up as well as he could have. I just think it wasn't his best night at all, and he should have been subbed off a fair bit before he was. No slight on him. It just wasn't his day tonight. I'm going to go for a 4.5 out of 10 for Lyndon Dykes, because there was some positive moments that he got on the end of. He maybe was unlucky not to get on the end of a Ryan Christie cross as well. Could have helped us get the lead quicker than we did at that point, but not his best game tonight. Shea Adams put himself about when he came on. I think he should have been given longer than he was. Obviously came close to scoring, and then was involved in that one that was chopped off at the end. I really don't know why it took VAR so long to look at that. I called that offside immediately, and you could tell from the replay that he was offside. But he's in decent form for Torino, as you can see by those stats there, of course. And quite a few of them have actually been off the bench as well. So, I would be wanting to bring him on sooner than we did, and I would have made more subs anyway, not just the 2 that Steve Clarke ended up making. But I'm going to give Shea Adams a 5. I thought he got a wee bit more involved than Lyndon Dykes did, with much less time as well, or tried to get involved a wee bit more as well, and maybe was unlucky not to score. Ryan Gauld, I definitely think he played quite well coming on. A couple of good passes, good link-up play, and I think he should start against Portugal. In terms of the lineup for Portugal, I would drop Grant Hanley for Ryan Porteous, and I would drop Kenny McLean, as much as I don't think he did bad tonight for Ryan Gauld so that Ryan Christie can drop back into that position. And then you've got a decision to make with Dykes and Adams on how you want to play with those. Even Kevin Nisbet might be an option up there as well, I suppose. But that's a decision that needs to be made for that one. I think some people make an argument for Nicky Devlin over Tony Ralston. I'd be very surprised if he gave Devlin his debut against Portugal, to be honest. I thought maybe would have thrown him in tonight to see how he got on, but we'll see. But Ryan Gauld, I'm going to give him a 5.5. He didn't have enough time to properly impact the play. I think he was probably unlucky not to get an assist or two with the way he played as well, and I definitely would start him against Portugal on Tuesday to see how that ends up going. Steve Clarke. As I said, I've seen worse games. I think he got the lineup wrong tonight, though, and I think he definitely got his subs wrong in the fact that he didn't use all 5 of his subs once again. Again, Michael Stewart was making the argument on commentary tonight that the inexperience is there and we've been hit hard for injuries. Yes, but how are you supposed to give them experience if you don't play them? And getting beat, there's nothing to lose. Just throw them on. I don't understand it personally, but what can you do at that point? So I'm going to give Steve Clarke a 3 out of 10 for tonight because it certainly wasn't his worst performance ever. However, looking at those losses, it's staggering that so many of them have come since that Cyprus game. It's unbelievable. Speaking of the run that we've been on since the Cyprus game, not expected to beat England. It was a poor performance at that. The game against Spain, of course, as people will remember, we got that McTominay goal chopped off that, in my eyes, never should have been chopped off, and who knows how the game goes at that point. Again, smashed by France. At that point, though, you're thinking it's a friendly, it's one of the best teams in the world, fair enough. The Georgia one, kind of depleted squad at that point as well, but you would be thinking that we should be winning that match at that point in time. Even in hindsight, maybe it was a good point because Georgia went on to do quite well at the Euros as well, but we should have been winning that game, I would be thinking. The Norway one, again, depleted squad, and we've already qualified by that point, but, we were winning that game until the end of it, where we conceded a late goal, which has been a theme recently, it seems. The Netherlands game was just terrible. After Kieran Tierney went off, obviously we were getting beat 1-0, but Tierney goes off and we concede 3 goals. It's staggering the record that we have without Kieran Tierney, honestly. The Northern Ireland one was even worse. Shouldn't be losing that ever with the two teams. And again, even though it's a friendly, shouldn't be losing that. But I wanted to bring this up because Michael Stewart was talking about the quality of opponent that we faced in the time. Northern Ireland, no disrespect to them, but we should absolutely be beating them. There's no excuse. Again, we get the win over Gibraltar, but if you can't be beating Gibraltar, there's something is seriously wrong. And if people remember that game, we had way more chances than just the 2-0, and it was a problem tonight as well. We don't take our chances. If we took the amount of chances that we created, we'd be absolutely fine. The draw against Finland right before the Euros, probably did enough to win that game. Tommy Conway with a header saved by Sinisalo right at the end, but it was again a bit of a damp squib in that one. Everybody knows what happened against Germany. We approached that way too defensively and got absolutely smashed, and rightfully so. The Switzerland one, yeah, we can see the screamer to Shaqiri, but come on, we should have won that game as well with the chances that was created in the game, and we can see the screamer out with that. What was there? I know that Anthony Ralston made a suicide pass for the Switzerland goal as well. Hungary, chances we had in that game again, didn't bury them, and then we got caught on the counter right at the end. Poland, no disrespect to them, but they are statistically the worst team that in the group that we've got, outside us, of course, and we lose that game after coming back into it. Grant Hanley giving a stupid penalty away, which he didn't get punished for. Ryan Porteous is still getting punished for that. The Portugal one was a better performance in my eyes overall, but we still got beat at the end of the day. Couldn't hold on to the lead, and then we couldn't hold on to the point, and then of course we get beat tonight again after taking the lead. It's just, I don't understand how anybody could survive that kind of form, and we'll see what happens on Tuesday night, but if we manage to pull off a shock result, myself and my friends are going to the game, so I'll upload a match reaction for that one as well. For those of you that are here for the SPFL RTG, there should be a post either late tonight or tomorrow for the first 5 games of the Champs Weekend League with the SPFL RTG. I'm going to upload them 5 games at a time, episode wise, and plus a wee bit of an update on Evos and Cup Collection and stuff like that. If you are new here, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and please check out the SPFL RTG that I just mentioned there if you're a fan of football, or EAFC 25, and I will catch you after.